again and welcome to another episode of I Want to Talk About This Album. And today I think I'm going to close the books on Ratt. I've been on a real Ratt obsessive kick lately. It's been for a couple of months, maybe even longer than that. I think this even goes back to when I bought the Ratt vinyl box set, and it was around this time, I think it was in June 2023 that I got it. And ever since then, that really lit the fire for me, lit the spark maybe. I'm not sure which expression is the correct one to use, but I think that was what really, it's never gone away, my love for Ratt, but that really kickstarted, there's another term, it kickstarted my love for Ratt. So this is a 2-year, and then especially the last couple of months, real obsession with Ratt. And I'm gonna, I guess, close it today with their album called Collage. Yes, it's called Collage. And there are 2 more Ratt albums that I haven't done. One is the 81 to 91, the greatest hits compilation, and which I do have, but I don't know if I'll do it. Maybe in some months when I'm really feeling Ratt again, maybe I'll break it out. And the other one is the 1999 self-titled, which I had at the time when it came out, but I think it didn't make the trip with me when I moved to Mexico 19 years ago. So, and Collage didn't either. I just got Collage recently. I was at El Chopo in my real time a couple of weeks ago. In my most recent visit to El Chopo, I found and I bought Collage, and so that's what I'm going to talk about it now. I did mention this is the first Ratt video that I've done post a Ratt ranking video, which was official, by the way. You might find other rankings if you search hard enough. I think they're out there, and they say this is my opinion. And I'm saying no, my video is not my opinion. It's scientific fact. It cannot be disputed. It is irrefutable. It is fact. And there were 9 records. I guess the 7 full length, and then 7 full length studio albums, and then the EP also. And Collage I did, and I had Collage, that was 9, I think. I had Collage at number 8. And I don't change that. I still have it at number 8. And this is, I don't know what I said about it in that video, because in my time, that was several weeks ago. But my opinion hasn't changed in these last couple of weeks. For me, this album, Collage, and here it is here. And I do have it only on CD. I highly doubt that this was ever released on vinyl, because this came out in 1997. I think at that point, nobody was making, or I think there were very few records being issued on vinyl. CD was the preferred format. This was a few years before people stopped buying, physical product altogether. So I doubt this ever came out on CD. I mean on vinyl. So I will do the CD version of it today. It's all the same. So I got this at El Chopo. It was 350 pesos. It kind of bothered me to think, I already bought this once. Now I'm going to buy it again. But I just had to have that. And if I ever do come across the Ratt 1999 self-titled album, as I said, I do have that, I guess, back in Canada. I will buy it if I ever come across it for a fair price, hopefully less than 350 pesos, which is kind of a lot, I think, for a Ratt CD in Mexico in 2025. It's too much. But so there it is, Collage, and just a few tweaks away from being a great Ratt album. And this is a confusing album for me. Even when I listened to it today was the first time I haven't had this CD since I moved here 19 years ago, moved to Mexico. Even digitally, I only downloaded it pretty recently. I hadn't listened to this full album in any form, probably since shortly after it came out, maybe in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, over 20, maybe 25 years was the last time I listened to this in full. I have listened to or heard some songs here and there over the years, but this is the first time I've listened to it in full. And I did have kind of a new perspective on it, going through all these Ratt records recently from from the EP, Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, Reach for the Sky, Detonator, this, and then the self-titled 1999, then Infestation. I've listened to those a ton in the last several months, and I have a new perspective on this. It hasn't really changed my opinion of it. I guess I do like it overall. I appreciate it more now than I did when this came out in 1997. In 1997, I never stopped liking Ratt, but at this point in 1997, Ratt had pretty much ceased being a band, I think in 1991, somewhere around there. And so when this came out in 1997, and I'm not sure why, it was just, I think, not what I was looking for. And what confuses me about this album, and the liner notes are, and the credits and everything are quite extensive. There it is, by the way. There's what the CD looks like, and this is what the inside tray looks like. And terrible album cover, by the way. I talk about this. Infestation is awful. Collage is awful. The 1999 self-titled is awful. And Reach for the Sky is really, really bad. But I always had in my head that all the songs on here were old songs that were either B-sides or demos or rough mixes, or, you know, just never made it onto a record or whatever. But when I listened to it today, and I listened to it twice, as I always do, listen to it on my walk and then listen to it outside on my balcony and took some notes. And I did read the liner notes, which I don't often do when I'm preparing for these episodes. Robbie Crane plays on several songs, so that makes me think. And at this point in 1997, I don't know if Ratt was even still a band, or maybe they were coming back. Maybe that's why they did this record. They're saying, "Hey, hello, here we are. We're here. Don't forget about us." So Robbie Crane plays bass. There are 2 or 3 songs, I think 2 songs on here that do have the classic lineup: Stephen Pearcy, Warren DeMartini, Robin Crosby, Juan Crucier, and Bobby Blotzer. A couple of songs have Robbie Crane on bass. And Robbie Crane played bass on, when Ratt was a 4-piece for the 1999 album. Robin Crosby was out of the band at that point, would die 3 years later. And there's one song that somebody plays bass, whose name I've never heard of before. It's Billy Sherwood plays bass on a song called "I Want It All." I don't know who Billy Sherwood is, but so kind of and each song is lists who wrote it and who played on each song. I'll try to remember that as I go through it. My general thoughts about this album, as I said, it's a few tweaks away from being a really good Ratt album. It doesn't have the Ratt sound. I like Ratt polish. Some people love raw music, and there's a place for that for some bands. But for me, Ratt is a band that should sound really polished and really, really smooth and slick and just like their the first 5 or 6 albums, not even including the EP. And it just doesn't have, to me, these songs all, without exception, they all sound either like demos, and maybe they are, or maybe some of them are, or as I said, rough mixes. They just don't have that Ratt shine to them. Also, I noticed the bass on every song, whether it's Robbie Crane or Juan Crucier or this guy Billy Sherwood, whoever he is, the bass sounds very strange on this album. It just sounds it's kind of full and kind of loud, but it sounds, I actually wondered when I listened to it the first time going out for a walk today before I read the credits, I wondered if it was like not even real bass, maybe like a synthesizer bass, or maybe it was like Warren DeMartini playing bass, or maybe even Stephen Pearcy playing bass, because it just sounded very, I've always thought that Ratt, whether it was Juan Crucier or Robbie Crane, had great bass. And this album just didn't sound good. That's what made me think that maybe these were demos, or maybe it was, Warren DeMartini playing on a demo, or even if it was Robbie Crane or Juan Crucier, maybe because it was demo, they didn't really put too much into it. I even wondered if it was drum machine on the album, but it is Bobby Blotzer playing drums on every record. But it's not a good sounding record for sure. I would have loved if they could, or maybe if they could go back, and it's too late now, but go and make these songs sound like they did on Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, Reach for the Sky, and Detonator. This album would fit in very, very well with those. This also makes me think of, I guess about 7 or 8 months ago, towards the end of 2024, they put out, it was in November, I think, October, November 2024, they put out a 40th anniversary of Out of the Cellar, and there was a bonus track on there called Reach for the Sky, not to be confused with the album called Reach for the Sky. The song Reach for the Sky, and when they first announced it, I thought, and I should have been excited about that. It's probably going to sound like something from Collage. It's going to have that weird demo sound, or rough mix sound or something. It's not going to sound like Ratt. That's why I was very, very surprised, very, very happily surprised. It actually sounded exactly, sonically, like it easily could have been on Out of the Cellar, which it was recorded for. And I wish that these songs could sound like they belonged on the albums. So the one problem with the liner notes on this is they don't mention when the songs were written or recorded. I know some, obviously if Robbie Crane recorded, they were recorded around the time of this album, 1997, but of the classic lineup era, I don't know if they were. I know some of them. I know there's at least two songs that are old for sure, but I don't know about the other ones. I'll try to. I did this a little bit with Odds and Sods. I think in the last episode that I did in my real time was Odds and Sods by The Who, and it's kind of like this. It was a compilation of demos and just songs that didn't make it on records, and I was kind of trying to guess, although they did put the year on those that they were recorded. I'll maybe try to do the same thing here, but I don't know if I'll ever be correct or not. And just also this seemed and felt like a cheap record just because it was, prior to this, they were on Atlantic, a big label, even through Detonator, even through the 81-91 compilation album. And it just looks cheap. This was on, I guess this was the label, just Rock, a division of the Music Entertainment Group. The copyright is 1997 DeRock Records Publishing, licensed to DeRock from Ratt Records, produced by Warren DeMartini and Stephen Pearcy, which also gives it that demo sense to it instead of being produced by Beau Hill. And I guess I'm gonna guess maybe these are demos because they really don't sound very good. Some of them are great songs. All right, so I will go through them now track by track, and I do need notes. There are a few songs I'm a little bit familiar with, but I wrote notes just in case. All right, so the first song is called Steel River, right? Yeah, so the first song is Steel River. I do remember this one. This has a really weird, and then I'll try to remember to give the credits for each one as I do it. Steel River, it's written by Pearcy DeMartini, and who plays on it is Pearcy, DeMartini, Blotzer, and Robbie Crane. So I assume this was, this was definitely recorded, I guess 96 or 97, somewhere around there. But I have no idea how old the song is. This song is okay, I like it. It's kind of a, it's got a kind of a herky-jerky rhythm to it. I like it. I think Steel River is pretty good. Would have been much better if it sounded like one of those 5 great albums. All right, I will go to my notes next. Next is Dr. Rock. This is not to be confused with the fucking awesome Motorhead song that's on Orgasmatron, my favorite Motorhead album, I'm sorry. Although I do love Dr. Rock. This has a weird intro to it. It's one guitar, and it sounds kind of thin. It doesn't have that Ratt sound. One guitar. There's no double tracking, I guess, or layering of 2 or more guitars. There's no bass, it's just guitar and drums. It sounds kind of sparse or it just sounds a little bit kind of odd. That's from the intro through the first verse, and then I think when the chorus comes in, then the bass comes in. It sounds a little bit more full. It's just very peculiar sounding, I thought, Dr. Rock. It's an okay song. Next is Diamond Time Again. This to me, and let's see who the credits for Dr. Rock. Written by Pearcy DeMartini and Turner. I have no idea who Turner is. And it is the same lineup as Steel River, the first song. Pearcy DeMartini, Blotzer, and Robbie Crane. So recorded 96, 97, but I don't know when it was written. All right. And Diamond Time Again. This was written by DeMartini and Pearcy again. And same lineup as the first two, except Juan Cruce instead of Robbie Crane. So this was recorded, I have no idea when, but clearly prior to the first 2 songs. And I like Diamond Time Again. It's kind of catchy. Diamond Time Again. I like that song. It's got Stephen Pearcy in the intro. This is signs of classic Ratt. Oh yeah, he kind of shrieks that. Oh yeah. Here we go again, which is very, very classic Ratt and classic Stephen Pearcy. Anything else about Diamond Time Again? Yeah, it's very catchy. I think it's an excellent song. Very sounds like classic Ratt. It's not just the sound and the style, but these little, kind of Ratt trademarks, I think. So yeah, Diamond Time Again is quite good. Next is Ratt Madness. This one, I know this one is an old one. This was left over from Mickey Ratt. I think this goes all the way back to Mickey Ratt, maybe 1980, 81. And this is not the original version. Who plays on this? This is Piercy DiMartini. I don't know, DiMartini wasn't in. No, you know what? I might be confused. It's credited to Piercy DiMartini, but I feel like it was written before Warren DiMartini was in the band. I'm not sure. And this is, now this version was definitely, this is a new version. Excuse me, because Robbie Crane does play bass on it. It's Piercy DiMartini, Blotzer, and Robbie Crane. The four-piece lineup from 1999. I guess that started here. And this is a Ratt Madness. Is kind of an up-tempo, fast song in the vein of like Sweet Cheater, I'm Insane, Body Talk. Much more up-tempo. Pretty good. Next that was Ratt Madness. There's another version of Ratt Madness song. There's a Stephen Piercy compilation. I just remember this song being on. I don't know what else was on. I think it was also demos and just unreleased stuff. There was a different version of Ratt Madness on that. I don't even know what it's called. I just remember the cover. It's a gray cover with pink font, maybe something, and there's a picture of Piercy on the cover. Next is Hold Tight. This is also very, just like Diamond Time Again, very Ratt sounding. There's a line repeated in here that's in the lyrics, "We're in for nasty weather." And that made me think, and I guess I could have Googled this. I was trying to think, who else has a song, or what other song has something about "we're in for nasty weather"? I don't know. But that is also very ratty, I'm not sure. Pretty good. Next is I Want It All. I guess this is kind of a rework, or was based on, there was a song on Detonator called All or Nothing. This is I Want It All. And if you put those together, I Want It All or Nothing, you put it together, I want it all or nothing, which is the lyric in this song, compared to the All or Nothing version on Detonator is, well, the lyric on this Collage is I want it all or nothing, don't just give it away. And on Detonator, it's all or nothing, get out of my way. So, and I think some of the other lyrics were kind of similar. So that was, I guess an older song, and they maybe just reworked it. Let's see who played on Hold Tight. I don't think I mentioned that. It's, again, four-piece. Piercy DiMartini, Blotzer, and Juan Crucier again. I Want It All is... This is the first one with Robin Crosby. All right, so 6, I Want It All. Robin Crosby makes his first appearance. So it's the 4, Piercy DiMartini, Blotzer, and Robin Crosby. And this guy, Billy Sherwood, plays bass. No Juan Crucier, no Robbie Crane. That's I Want It All. And this was written by Piercy and Crosby. This is maybe the only credit that Robin Crosby has on this record. I'm not sure. But I Want It All. Oh yeah, I talked about that. It's basically like All or Nothing. It's okay. All or Nothing is probably my least favorite song on Detonator, I think. Next is my favorite song on this whole record, for sure. This is a great, great, great song. Some of these other ones are okay. Would be great if they sounded better, but this, whether it's this version or any version, it's fantastic, and it's Mother Blues. Now, I do know this one was originally an arcade song. It's kind of funny how much I love Ratt. I talked about this when I did Pete Townsend, All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. There's a lot of bands I like, and sometimes the members of those bands do solo records. And as much as I love the band, I'm largely not interested in solo work. I love The Who, but Pete Townsend, I'm the biggest Pearl Jam fan. But Eddie Vedder and Stone Gossett and Jeff Ament, they do solo band or solo projects or solo records or side projects. I'm just not interested. And I never get into arcade. Never. I never, I don't even know if I've ever heard. I think I did download this Mother Blues version some years ago. But that's it. That's a great, great song. A little bit different than I think what you would expect from Ratt. This has a very, very Led Zeppelin feel to me, kind of like Led Zeppelin 3, very acoustic. The whole song is acoustic. It's not a ballad, but it is acoustic. And this is one of the ones I talked about this some episodes ago. I can't remember with which album. I have this predisposition to poo-poo, to thumb my nose at songs that have blues in the title. Blank blues, Mother blues, Death Rattle blues, Cowboy blues, Skeleton blues. I don't dislike the song, but it does kind of gets my attention. Stop calling things blank blues. Mother blues, as I said, I don't care about the music if it's got blues, but just the titles of blues bother me. Mother Blues is an amazing song, and it's credited to only Stephen Pearcy, and it's only Pearcy and DeMartini, the plant. There's no drums, no bass on here, just Pearcy on vocals and acoustic guitar, and Warren DeMartini also on acoustic guitar and slide guitar. Kind of funny that the my favorite song by far is not really even a Ratt album, a Ratt song. It's really a Stephen Pearcy solo song. Love it. Which reminds me a little bit. There's an amazing Stephen Pearcy song on an album he did called Smash in 2017 or 2018. The song is called Summer's End. If I put that in Ratt's discography, that would be one of my top songs. That's an amazing. I gotta get into Stephen Pearcy's solo stuff. Next is Top Secret. Now this is billed as the original version because Top Secret was on. It was the last song on Detonator. This is a real Ratt riff. This is a real rock song, a riffy. And I really like that version on Detonator. This is not too much different than the Detonator version. And this is credited to, again, Pearcy DeMartini. And it's the classic lineup, the five, real Ratt and rollers that play in this. Pearcy, DeMartini, Crosby, Kruse, Blotzer. They play in this. And it does sound demo-ish, not as good as the version on Detonator. Next is Take It Anyway. This is credited to Pearcy DeMartini again, and it is Pearcy, DeMartini, Blotzer, and Crane, so this was recorded 96, 97. What did I say about this one, Take It Anyway? Oh, this one I didn't really like. I thought it sounded like a leftover Kiss song. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I didn't really like this song too much. For sure my least favorite on this record. Next is Lovin' You, phonic mix LP version. This is kind of a remix of Lovin' You's Dirty Job from Detonator. I love that song. It's fantastic. I love that kind of has kind of like a nursery rhyme feel to it. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but I love Lovin' You's Dirty Job. This is a very, very strange remix of it. It's kind of almost techno, electronic something. It's a really, really, there's songs that are remixed and then there's remixes of them. To me, if the song is remixed, it basically sounds the same as the original with maybe a few, you can hear some things differently. This is like a completely different song with all kinds of, feels very copy and paste. As I said, kind of electronic feel. I don't particularly like it, but I like that it's different. A lot of people get angry when bands re-record songs or remix them or something, and they say, "Oh, you ruined it. Now I can't live," and they're very despondent, which I don't really understand. As long as they're not taking away your ability to listen to the original version, who cares? So if you want to listen to the original version of Lovin' You's Dirty Job, which I do, you can still do it. It's not gone away. This is just the version on Collage. It's just a little bit, it's not a little bit different, it's a lot different. So I don't particularly like it, but it's always good to hear a different version of a song that you like. And so on the CD, and that's credited to, this is going to be credited to the original lineup. Yeah, it's Pearcy, DeMartini, Blotzer, Crosby, Kruse, because it is the basic song, just remixed. So yeah, Pearcy, DeMartini are only Pearcy DeMartini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then one is DeMartini Pearcy, and the other is Pearcy, DeMartini, and Turner. And I've always wondered, and I would have to maybe ask somebody in the music industry what the difference is. Most of these songs are credited as Pearcy DeMartini, but one song was credited as DeMartini Piercy. I don't know if that was a mistake in the credits, or if there's something like if the first person is the primary songwriter. I don't know if publishing comes into effect there, into account. I don't know, but I did notice that in the credits that they were all Piercy DeMartini except one DeMartini Piercy. So that's it for this version. Now there was a bonus song on the Japanese version of the CD, which I don't have. This is just, I guess this is just the regular North American or American version. On the Japanese version, there was a bonus track called She's Got Everything. This is another one that was very rat-ish or rat-y. It fits perfectly. It's got that same you know, kind of sound and style as the rest of this album, which could have been much better, I think, if it had the sound of the first 5 records. But yeah, this is pretty good. It sounds like classic Ratt, or it's in the style of classic Ratt, and it's pretty good. So that's it. So that's all for, I guess not just for this record, but for Ratt too. I like I said, maybe if I get desperate, I will talk about the 81-91 Greatest Hits compilation. And if I can ever find the Ratt 99 on CD for a fair price, I will buy it, and I'll hope to do an episode of it. But for now, I guess I'm very sad that the curtains are closing on my Ratt renaissance. I'll have to move on to being obsessed with another band. The Who is still kind of in a little bit in the same category as Ratt, not as much. So thank you for watching. That has been all for this this kind of a weird album, but it's still Ratt, so I can't completely poo-poo it. This is Ratt, Collage.